If you've ever thrown on a hat and instantly felt cooler, bolder, or like the main character in your own movie, of course, you are not alone. I do that every day. But making a hat that's tailored to your style and personality is so much cooler. And this morning, I'm joined by Claudia Medina, the creative mind behind Claudia Medina Hats and Accessories, to share her passion and unique take on headwear. Plus, she's going to teach us a little something, and maybe even make a little hat this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Erin. How are you doing today?
I'm so good, especially since you brought a little Western wear with you this morning. This is my favorite fashion category. So if you could, I want to know more about your journey. Tell me how you got started in hat making and why you decided to take such a unique path, such a unique career path.
100%. I think that if you would have told me when I was younger I would have been a hat designer, nope.
She's like, that was not on the list.
I was a jock my entire life, and so, you know, sports were my passion, and it just kind of evolved, and I just really fell in love after graduation, working for some different companies and just, you know, figuring it out after college.
Yeah, my goodness. Okay, so what originally sparked your interest in the hats to begin with?
Yes, so there was a movie called Slaves of New York, and I was really connected to that character at the time, and I just took a leap and I went and found a hat making class and kind of just figured it all out.
Yes, indeed. Okay, well, your career really took a leap in 2023 after seeing country music star Lainey Wilson wearing your Stetson. It was a Stetson hat, right?
It was at that time, yeah.
Yes, your night sky fedora Stetson hat. How are you feeling when you first saw that? I mean, I can't imagine the full emotion
joy,
of that.
100%.
Yeah.
I think, you know, when I design, I tend to have a concept and an idea, and I'd always envisioned that moment where the stars would shine down. The night sky had star cutouts, which was very unique. And to see that on the main stage and to see the lights and the stars shining beneath her, really, there's no words to describe it.
Yes, oh my goodness. And to see a hat, I mean, because obviously you put so much into your artwork, so to see it on the biggest platform possible, the best platform possible, I can only imagine, like I said, the emotion that you feel coming from that. Now, you shared with your hats that they have actual, like, personalities. And so tell me, how do you give it life? How do you give it a personality?
I think it depends on the individual or the customer or the client that you're designing for. You know, always try to ask questions, find a little background, maybe find a story to tell with their hat, which I know sounds funny, but that's how I think.
That's the case. That's the case. All right, well, I'm ready to jump in because she brought some stuff with her, basically a smorgasbord of accessories for this hat. And so if you could, where do we get started? How do we make one?
So I saw that you went to Nebraska.
Yes!
So yes,
shout out to you for doing your research. I love it.
Love it.
Okay.
So I brought you some fun little colors, and so I thought we'd kind of go Nebraska colors, and kind of what I always try to start with is gold or silver. Are you more of a gold girly or a silver girly?
Oh my gosh, I literally wear both in jewelry. So
then let's mix them. Let's go for it.
Yeah, let's mix them.
I'm here for mixed metals, of course.
Customized, right?
So honestly, I always say these are hand-dyed silks, and I'm very lucky to get to know all of my vendors. I think that's also one thing that I love, that you really can.
Oh, you're good at this. You don't even need my help. Look at her using those two hands, and she's like, I've got accessories in both, and I'm making it happen. Are you ambidextrous?
No.
No.
I
well,
think
you know
maybe
what?
I could be now.
You might be. You might be now. I love it. I love it. So do you ever freestyle any designs? Do people come to you and just say, "Hey, girl, make me a hat"?
Yes. No, I just did this. I just did that actually a couple weeks ago for another customer. She said, "I love leopard and I love gold," and so just kind of took some inspiration, and luckily, it all turned out.
Very beautifully. And you know what? Now, as I'm noticing, looking at all the different hats, I mean, there's different textures. They're all bold with a little bit of a modern touch. And so how do you go about picking out, like you said, your vendors that you're so close with? How do you go about picking out those materials that you need in order to make this happen?
Yeah, I think that for me, I think it's always drawing inspiration. I do always come up with like kind of a color board and mood board for myself. And then it goes into, you know, kind of figuring out what I like nowadays. Because now I get to design solely for myself, which is just such an amazing feeling. So
and
thankful.
Such a blessing too. Yeah, to be able to do what you love and it be your job, and you get to do something different literally every day, because like you said, your clientele is so expansive.
Yes.
That is awesome. Okay, so what are some tips do you think for customizing the perfect hat? You've already gotten started. We've got some white and some red in there. Oh guys, that is stunning. Okay, where do we go from here?
I think too, I always like to add a little different
Little
textures,
sparkle,
you
yeah.
know. So if we're
Wrap
gonna
around.
go, yeah, we'll do a little wrap around.
Oh, love.
And I do
Do
kind
it
of have a little
twice.
aesthetic. Yeah, I tend to double wrap. I'm
Now,
a double wrapper.
can I ask you, how particular are you? Because I feel like this is one of those jobs where you just have to be, you have to pay attention to details. So do you find yourself doing things over and over again, or refixing it, or trying to, get it
So many
just
times.
perfect?
Well, even with the silks, they're all hand dyed, and so like they're sewn together. So sometimes you'll be almost done wrapping a hat, and then you'll find a seam in the front, and you're like, I can't have a seam in the front.
Yeah, and then you got to take it all apart and do it again.
All again.
Oh, girl, your patience is miraculous. I know God has
thank you.
blessed you in that area. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I just mentioned that Lainey Wilson has worn your hat. So any other big names that are maybe on your wish list?
Yes, definitely. Rihanna would be one.
Rihanna's a good one.
I would love to. I think there's a new upcoming artist that I love. Her name's Caitlin Butts. She's a country music artist, and I really hope to be able to fit her for a hat here soon.
Well, you know what? Maybe she's listening. Who knows? Caitlin? She's ready. She's ready when you are.
We're
I know
ready.
that's right. Okay, so we're gonna keep working on this, and while we do that, can you tell people where they can find you if they're thinking, oh my gosh, I have something coming up and I need a fabulous customized hat to wear it?
Yes, please reach out to me on Instagram at Claudia Medina Hats, as well as my website, claudiamedina.com.
There we go. Thank you so much, Claudia, for
Thank
being
you so
here.
much, Erin.